That sounds like a beautiful continuation of Thomas's journey. Here is the text story, written as the next installment of Travels and Dreams. Travels and Dreams. Part 2, The Tuscan Rhythms. Chapter 4, The Unfurling. The London office, once Thomas's sanctuary, now felt like a gilded cage. His catering company, The Hearth, was a roaring success. Reservations booked months in advance, glowing reviews, and a staff that hummed with efficiency. Yet Thomas felt a subtle, unsettling emptiness. The high-paced engine of city success had polished away the rough, soul-affirming edges he'd discovered among the olive groves of Cathus. He missed the roots. "You need a reset, Thomas," his business partner Amelia said, over a spreadsheet heavy with profits. Go find the earth again." And so Thomas exchanged his executive life for a battered suitcase and a one-way ticket to Florence. His destination was a secluded, sun-drenched villa deep in the Tuscan countryside, near a village whose name sounded like a melody. Pianella. Chapter 5. The Olive and the Loaf. The villa, Casa di Nonna, was less a luxurious rental and more a home carved from golden stone and generations of history. It was nestled among rolling hills quilted with silver-green olive trees and vineyards. Thomas was taken in by the Rossi family. Nonno Enzo, a man whose face was a map of sun-etched wrinkles and wisdom, and Nonna Lena, who moved with the quiet authority of a priestess in her kitchen. Their existence was a testament to patience, a slow, seasonal rhythm completely alien to London's relentless clock. His mission was twofold: to learn the secrets of truly great slow bread, pane sciacco, the unsalted Tuscan loaf, and the ancient mindful process of olive oil pressing. "Pazienza, Tommaso," Nonno Enzo would murmur, his eyes twinkling. The earth does not rush for a deadline. The pressing, the olive harvest, was underway. Thomas spent his mornings walking the groves with Nonno Enzo, learning to differentiate the Frantoio from the Muraiolo variety, not by sight alone, but by the subtle shift in the air and the heft of the branch. The pressing was a ritual. They hand-picked the best olives, careful not to bruise the fruit, and brought them to a small, cool stone Frantoio mill. The scent of fresh green olives filled the air, sharp, vital, and promising. Thomas watched, mesmerized, as the heavy stone mill ground the fruit into a dark, fragrant paste. There was no industrial urgency, only quiet focus. The real magic happened at the cold press. When the oil finally began to weep from the crushed paste, a vibrant emerald-green liquid, it was an experience akin to watching a birth. "Taste," Nonno Enzo commanded, holding out a spoon. The oil was pungent, slightly peppery at the finish, and tasted of the sun, the stone, and the very soil of Tuscany. It was not a commodity, it was an elixir. Thomas understood then. The act of pressing wasn't about extraction, it was about essence. The slow bread. His afternoons belonged to Nonna Lena. Her kitchen was warm, dusted perpetually with flour, and smelled of yeast and wood smoke. Nonna Lena didn't use a stand mixer. She taught him the masa, the starter, a living, breathing entity maintained in a clay pot. "You do not control the bread, Caro," Nonna Lena explained, her hands submerged in the creamy, elastic dough. "You listen to it. You guide the lievito, yeast, to the rhythm of the season, the warmth of the room." Thomas learned the arte bianca, white art, the delicate dance of kneading, the long, slow first proofing under a linen cloth, the gentle shaping, and the crucial second proofing in a banneton basket. He learned to manage the ancient wood-fired oven. It wasn't about setting a precise temperature, it was about judging the heat, by the way the stones radiated warmth onto his cheek. When the pain Sciocco was finally pulled out, golden brown, with a thick rustic crust and an interior crumb structured like a perfect honeycomb, it was heavy with the weight of time. Un salato, unsalted, Nonna Lena said, slicing him a piece, because the flavor must come from the oil, the tomatoes, the prosciutto. It is a canvas, not a painting. Chapter 6. The harvest's peace, weeks, turned into a season. Thomas's hands became rough, dusted with flour and scented with olive leaves. He stopped checking his email compulsively. The deadlines of his London life faded into the steady cycle of sunrises and sunsets over the hills. He found a new sense of patience. Watching the dough rise slowly over many hours taught him that some of the best things in life cannot be hurried. They must be allowed to unfold in their own time. The meticulous care of the olive grove showed him the value of focused, seasonal labor. One evening, as the air grew cool and the scent of wood smoke hung low, Thomas sat with Nonno Ence and Nonna Lena on the villa's terrace. They were dipping thick slices of the fresh pane Sciocco into the vibrant,